All right, we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Connecting in the Clouds. If you're watching, we're live on the Connecting in the Clouds YouTube channel, the Connecting in the Clouds Twitch channel, as well as today we are also live on the Azure Back to School YouTube channel. So this is the Azure Back to School edition. I've got Amy with me. Shannon is enjoying the fun in the sun and the ocean in the Pacific Ocean.
Just like, you know what? To heck with those people. I'm
getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning to do a live stream.
I dodged the hurricane and all that stuff. Like I'm gonna be. I mean, it was weird to know that California even got a hurricane.
It was weird. Yeah.
She safely timed her vacation after it.
After it left.
So,
yes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So, but yes, today we have Derek Smith with us. Thanks for joining, Derek, my co-organizer of Azure Back to School. So we are back for Azure Back to School for a 4th year now, and kicks off today, being September 1st. Huge amount of content. I think we've got 72 sessions by 66 different speakers. So.
Nice.
Or different contributors, not just speakers.
Almost 3 things a day, basically. Like I remember I was going through everything, and we had such an overwhelming output of community contributions. Last year we averaged about, I think, 2 a day, and so this year, it's great to see that we're almost up to 3 a day across the whole month of September.
I think we were around 60 or so last year in terms of total contributions, and we went over 70 this year. So
I was looking at it, and how does it work? Where I saw some were YouTube, some were blogs, but then there was like rooms, like room 1 or room 2. Is that like through Teams or like?
No, it's through Sessionize, right? You can group up rooms, and so what I tried to do is put the either videos or live streams in room 1, and then more like the blogs in room 2. But the goal is to try to have a theme each day, right? So you'll notice that as you go through the schedule, each day centers around something specific, right? Whether it be certification training, Kubernetes, DevOps, data analytics, identity, right? All of that. So each day is going to have a certain theme to it. So depending on your forte of cloud or just something that you may be interested in, right? If you are like, oh my gosh, I've been consuming so much Gen AI, I really want more. Well, there's going to be a day that has some Gen AI content. So bookmark that day. I know we've got a few contributors chatting about that. Or if you're more like Dwayne, who just can't get enough security, there's multiple days of that. So just pick your day on which security flavor you want, whether it's DevSecOps or identity security or XDR. I try to make sure that there's a theme to the day where you don't go rolling into one content. It's like, oh yeah, they're talking about deploying this Kubernetes cluster, and then all of a sudden we're talking about confidential VMs, and you're just,
I did notice the theme. It was
Derek's been amazing. Derek this had gotten to the point, I started it 4 years ago, did the first 2 years on my own, and then asked Derek to help me out last year, and he's been amazing. And he's done the schedule the last 2 years, and his methodology is great to kind of couple everything together. So I really super appreciate having him as co-organizer. And then I just spend my time bird dogging the contributors to get their links and get their content. Which this week I was a little bit panicked come Tuesday because the whole weekend was empty. I hadn't gotten the content from most of the weekend contributors. I'm like, I need this by the 30th, please, so I can get this all in, because I'm not planning on putting content up over the weekend. So
right.
So I was like, and we got a long weekend.
1 a.m. on Saturday, like, yes, I gotta get this in.
So
back to school.
Made it all good and everything. And let me kind of show everybody here. I've got the link for Azure Back to School site, which takes you right to this page. You go to the session schedule, and Sessionize does an amazing thing. You can link you can link the code right into your markdown
Page. Yep.
your markdown for your website, and it puts everything right here. So you've got every day schedule.
Rooms,
so if you're wondering who's coming up this weekend, you can go in here and you have this little play link, and this goes right to the video, or I know this is a video, and these are both contents. We'll go, Thomas's just went live an hour ago.
Live, yep.
And it's it's there. So so we've got so it takes you right to that page. Click on. Shout out to Thomas and Patrick. He's got his on Terraform here. So and Corey's video. She's got a video that she put on.
So if you couldn't tell what the theme was
the
today,
YouTube channel that premiered. So that premiered at
Infrastructure is code. Yeah.
looks to be infrastructure is code. Yes.
It's that pesky skill that
then tomorrow we've got the links,
right? .NET. There we go. Static web apps. That's great.
Yeah, we got some .NET.
So you can see, these all are going live and are scheduled as you go. And the ones that are videos, most of either they're hosting it themselves, or we have it on the Azure Back to School
to go live
YouTube channel, and it'll take you right to the video on the YouTube channel. We've got it all set for it to premiere. We're doing something new this year that we hadn't done in the past, where we've got live streams starting Tuesday and Thursday, mostly during the month, some on a few on Friday, I think, as well. So we've got live streams going on as well, and those are all here. But like I said, your page to go to is the sketch going on, and who's up for that day. You go here and you can scroll through, and where you see these, where you don't see a play button, that means I haven't gotten a link to content yet. So so we do have a gap tomorrow, possibly, but
at least you're covered through. Hopefully
hint, if your name's listed here and you don't have a play button, you owe me something. So we're really excited about this year and all the contributors. A lot of return contributors. I think even a really high percentage of new contributors that have never done Azure Back to School before too. I was looking at that early on. So lots of people that volunteered to do 2-3 sessions of content, both couple people doing like two or three videos, or doing 2 or 3 live sessions. So really appreciate everybody that is contributed to this event every year. But got some that return, and we grab new ones every year. If you're interested in 2024 doing this, we generally put out the call for presenters on Sessionize around I think I did April timeframe this year. I think I did right after Global Azure. I think like in May timeframe, when everybody was excited about new content and everything, and then and everybody gets accepted. If you've got something that's around Azure or Microsoft, we don't discriminate. We are open to everybody contributing. So even if it's a 10-minute video, 5-minute video.
Oh
yeah, it doesn't. Again, if you just want to do 15 minutes, most of them are half hour
45
time
minutes,
frame. So
nice.
Live streams we're scheduling for an hour on those. So those will be fun. Starting those on Tuesday. And I think we have two on Tuesday. Couple on Thursday next week, maybe even one on Friday next week, because it's a off week for connecting in the cloud. So I got to do something on Friday, right?
Got to stay busy.
yeah, I'm not busy enough.
You're not busy,
which brings me to the other teaser before we get to like what Derek's doing is I did I told both of you, and I teased everybody with the box of my of a Microsoft Surface laptop yesterday.
Yeah. Before you thing, I have to ask you, right? Ooh, that's weird. Video disappeared. Hang on. That was really strange.
You have too much tech.
I do have too much tech. Oh,
now
wrong camera.
we're seeing you from the
camera view.
The drone view. The drone view.
Drone view. I do have the drone view. There we go. All right. Cool.
Back with the fireplace.
This is live, right? This is proving that it's live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you go with this? Right?
Huh?
The laptop studio. That's what I want to know.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted something a little bit more portable, a little bit more laptop.
How is that
I
not
wanted
portable?
the laptop based. I wanted the laptop based. I already have a couple of Surface Pro 7s. So I've got those. I wanted more the hinged type of laptop.
Still hinged.
Is that still hinged?
I love
Okay.
Derek.
The laptop studio is hinged. It has the touch screen. It's got the keyboard. It's got everything, Dwayne. That's what I'm at. That's
what's the max RAM? What's the max RAM on that? What's the max RAM on that one, Derek?
How much do I have? 64? 64.
64. Oh, okay.
I think so. Hang on.
I don't know.
Not bad.
I don't know. I put in the request. I was like, just give me the best one, and
Give me all the
that's what
things.
happened.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
mine's a 32,
I basically
but
made the case that I do a lot of this, and so I need as much as I can, right? And so yeah. Hang on.
But yeah, I got the 32 on the Surface laptop.
All right.
5, and I did that because as of October 1st, I will be self-employed freelancer for training and content creation. So going to be my own boss. So wish me luck on that one.
You don't need any luck. You
continues to be profitable. Hopefully it continues to be profitable, but something I've been thinking about for a couple months. And finally made the decision, gave notice this week, and worked out with my current company that I'll stick around for the month of September and and make a clean break in October, which then ultimately pretty much planning on hopefully teaching courses 3 of the 4 weeks out of the month, and using the 4th month for writing and content creation and things like that. So doing things for like
Awesome.
Refactored and stuff like that.
Nice.
I will clarify. Mine is 32. Sorry, but it has the
32.
NVIDIA graphics.
Oh, gotcha.
So I can do all the AI based stuff. So yeah.
Gotcha.
So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about the graphics sucking up the system memory.
Gotcha.
So,
well, hopefully this one works out.
If not, you know where my recommendation is.
Obviously, you made very clear on that. So,
well, so it's a funny story about how that happened, right? So I originally had the Surface laptop, what was it, 3, right? The detachable one.
Yeah.
But it had the overheating issue.
Yeah.
And because of all the like video recording, all the stuff that I was doing, like and then all of a sudden it just started blue screening out of nowhere.
Ooh.
And I couldn't figure out why it was blue screening until I figured out like it's just the heat ventilation. I think I was chatting with Thomas, who we talked about earlier, and he mentioned he had it, and he was like, yeah, it's overheating issue. So I started looking around for other laptops. I'm like, well, like I could do a Mac, but there are things I need to do that are non-Mac related, and it's like they don't work as well on a Mac. So I needed something that kind of balanced both. And so when Microsoft launched that, I was like, oh, this should work because it's still portable enough. It's got the touchscreen for me to do whiteboarding and all that stuff, but it has similar features and capabilities to a MacBook Pro. So yeah, that's why my recommendation is that. Supposedly, and maybe Amy probably can't comment on this. There's supposed to be a version 2 coming out. So insider knowledge.
I was given at a company a MacBook Pro, and it sat under my desk for the entire time that I had it. I tried to use it, and I'm like, no, I need my.
I love my Mac. See, I love my MacBook Pro. I could have had the Studio, and now I'm like thinking, oh, Derek, man, like maybe I'm regretting it. But yeah, I have the MacBook Pro. But it's funny when you first start at Microsoft, they just give you like a standard laptop. It's like, no, I need to make videos. I can't have like,
Yeah.
12 gigs of RAM in it. It's like this. Like I can't even run Teams.
Now that you got me thinking, Derek, I'm gonna have to go like reevaluate. I haven't opened it from the plastic yet.
The amount of research I did leading up. So now, admittedly, like all of this was happening, right? This was leading up to the Scottish Summit last year, right? Yeah. So I am going out of country to do a presentation, and literally like 2 weeks before, all of a sudden my laptop. It wasn't like it was. Like I knew, like, oh yeah, after an hour it'll blue screen, or after 30 minutes. It was random, totally random. And I'm like, I cannot waltz into a presentation and be like, sorry. So, right, this is where the cloud comes into play, right? Upload my presentation to OneDrive, and I brought my iPad Pro as a backup. Swung by the local Apple store because I needed the little USB-C to HDMI adapter.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was that. There was my backup. Like, my laptop didn't just decided to crash in the middle. Like, Plan B was ready to go. So, but yeah, like I probably did like 3 months worth of research, and that's why I ultimately came up with that. And it's been great. I've had it now for about a year and a half. I don't think I've had one issue with it whatsoever. So.
Very cool.
Getting its use. Sorry. All right. We were talking about some other stuff, and we're just going to go off.
No, Derek. We talk about everything on this show.
There we go.
So,
right.
It's free. It's free form, and
it's free form. Okay. So
whatever tangent we get.
We're gonna go on one more tangent, just because you guys can't see my bookshelf, right? But I can see yours, because mine's off to my right over here. But mine looks more like Dwayne's bookcase versus Amy's, who's like the pristine, like very minimalist. He's like,
well, I got all the books over there.
Yeah, see, she's hiding it, right?
Yeah, I'm hiding it.
Whereas Dwayne is just like, here's like my mess.
Here's all my stuff.
It's all.
Here's my mess.
It's a very well organized mess, but it's a mess.
Yeah, I got to get another book. I've been contemplating getting one to go over here to put, and then just strategically put some particular books, like ones that I wrote and things like that.
So not many books that I wrote.
Wink, wink.
I had to get
soon to be more, because that's one of the things I will be doing. I already am going to be writing some ISC2 books.
I might finally cave and do one.
Ooh,
I had like 2 or 3 publishers reach out, and they're like, "Do you want to do?" And I'm like, talk to me in November. November. Give me a few more months to figure out my life and how my schedule is going to go, and then we'll talk.
Well, let me know. Happy to be a technical reviewer for you.
Oh, okay. It'll be on one of your favorite topics, I promise.
Cloud security. Okay.
Huh?
Cloud security.
That's a very broad topic. Okay. So I can safely say yes. It'll be on cloud security.
For cloud.
Who knows where inside of that?
Yeah, where inside? Yeah, it's very broad.
Very broad. So, but yeah.
So what else, Derek? Other than helping me out with Azure Back to School and family life,
do I do?
I know is quite. I know family life is quite hectic right now.
Family. All right, yeah. I'll do the family life, and then I'll delve into. Yeah, family life is hectic, right? So I'm up to kid number 3. Eldest daughter started 1st grade, middle of August. Loving it. Just very interesting, and I love her teacher, super sweet. But obviously way back in the day, I used to watch Arrow on the CW, because I'm obviously a comic book fan, and obviously the main actor of there is Stephen Amell. Well, her teacher is Mrs. Amell, so every time like she comes out and talks to me like Mrs. Amell, and I'm just like, that's just what goes off in my head. So I'm like, someday she's just gonna roll in and be like, "You have failed this class." Slight plug for that. Anyways, so yeah, no, she loves school. She's all about it. I'm super excited that she just has such vigor and passion. She literally, this is the funny thing. So she looks like my wife. Like literally, if you were to put a picture of Nicole and my daughter at their age, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. So, but she's 100% me from a personality standpoint. So I feel like the universe is just like karmically punishing me for this. So yeah, so like all the things that I used to do to kid, like, and I'm sitting here just like, oh, and I'm like, oh, I used to do that. Dang it.
That's my 13-year-old.
Yeah. So, but no, yeah, she's loving that. My son's in they call it K3 here, but pre-K essentially. But absolutely loving school. We upped him, he goes 4 days a week, which has been great. And he's really gotten into like Legos and Mario, which has been phenomenal. Like, yeah, it's super fun. And surprisingly enough, today is his birthday. So he turns 4 today. He was born 4 years ago on Labor Day, lo and behold. But yeah, September 1st. So
happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday to Rafe.
Happy birthday
we're
to
super
him.
excited to be celebrating that with him today. And then obviously my third Ren had obviously some struggles with her, but she was able to come home end of July. So yeah, we've just been kind of adjusting to how life will be with her, but she's been great and fantastic, and just really starting to kind of come out of her shell, given everything that's going on. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So when I'm not juggling those things and their wealth of activities,
so you got 3 under 6?
3 under 6.
Oh
yes.
my god.
and the 6-year-old's got soccer 2 nights a week, and they both do swim 1 night a week, and they also do American Ninja Warrior 1 night a week. So
cool.
You're probably wondering how I even get anything done.
I know.
All that stuff.
So you don't sleep.
Yeah, I don't sleep basically. But sleeps for the week. Come on.
Yeah, you can sleep later when you're dead.
I've been taxi service for football. My 13-year-old, he decided this summer he was going to play football. Like a week before practice started. He's like, Dad, I think I want to play football. So I had to like pull some strings, happened to know and had coached basketball with one of the guys that's like, that knows everybody that needs to be known in the in the football group. So yeah, he just had his first game last week and had a bit of a learning curve. There was a kid that was a little bit bigger than him and pushed him around a bit, but
that can happen.
Hey, it's his first year of football. He's starting tackle / tight end on offense and starting defensive end on defense. So
all right,
because he is like the second biggest kid on the team. He won't be 14 till December, and he's my height at 6 feet or like 5'11". So yeah. So they were very excited to see him walk on.
Yes, join. Oh, that's too funny.
But yeah, I was telling him yesterday. I was talking to one of the guys who helps coach on the background, because he has a son on the team and used to coach, but he's got like a little one that's like 2 or 3. So I think he stepped away from coaching, but he had written a play in for my son at tight end, a goal line play where they're planning on throwing it to him. So hopefully nobody from our competing teams is listening and sees that play.
Giving away the secret.
Yeah, away the secret.
You're not exactly. You're just saying that they'll throw it to him, but you have no idea what the formation is, what route he's running.
Exactly.
Like, so
yeah, my son's like, I don't want to. He goes, I don't want to do that. I just want to hit people.
But see, that's the thing. If you catch the ball, you then turn into a runner, and guess what? You get to hit people.
Yeah,
you can hit people anyway.
That's how you sell it. Catch it, turn, run, and then when you see the defender coming, just hit him.
Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, he's. I'm surprised. I already told him. I'm like, dude, I think you're a better athlete than I was at your age. So. I played baseball and basketball. I never played football, and he's picked it up super quick. So
good. As a mom, I don't know. Football.
Yeah, my wife isn't bought in on it at all.
Yeah, like concussions.
Especially after the first time he's on defensive end, and this kid that was playing tackle
Pretty
just,
much like pancaked him.
used his height against him and like lifted him off of the of the ground and threw him down.
No, yeah, it'd be,
the terror would set
you're
in
running
pretty
out
quick.
there, my baby.
But he got right back up.
That's
So
good.
that's the good. That's where okay, he's tough. He got right back up. He didn't lay on the ground for 5 minutes reeling
A soccer
around.
player.
He got up.
Reeling. See, here's the funny thing about football: if you're reeling around, that's a good thing. You're okay. It's when you're on the ground and not moving
and can't move.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. No, but he popped back up, then like held his chest, held his stomach, or his ribs a little bit. I think jarred him a little bit,
out of him a little bit.
Yeah. But hey, that's all part of the learning curve.
Part of the experience.
Oh, parenting.
Yeah.
They started putting him in the 3-point stance instead of standing upright this week, so that
putting the arm
he can use his height and his leverage to his advantage, because that because he was too tall, and somebody shorter than him is just going to go right up under him.
When it comes to offensive defensive line, it's who's the lowest. So tell your son, you get low, you get leverage.
And then you launch the guy in the air.
Launch the guy. Well, in the air, to the left, to the right, doesn't matter. You get low, and you can use your legs and your leverage to push him whatever direction.
You could be a coach too. You got more options.
I'm well aware that I can be a coach. I played soccer for a really long time. I played football in high school.
Yeah.
There's just one problem. I have such ultra competitiveness, and
you'd be yelling at the kid.
Yeah. So I've been barred from coaching.
You've been barred. Oh, you've already been barred. I've already been barred. 6 years old. They're like, no.
Nicole looked at me and she's like, no.
Too intense.
See, I've had some of those moments with my wife at times. I got kicked out of a basketball game last year as a coach. I got 2 quick technicals because the ref wasn't happy because I took a step onto the court, and before I had a chance to step off, he gave me my second technical, so I kicked a chair.
I can't imagine Mad Dwayne.
Oh, good.
It was an infamous moment because especially like the wife of my assistant coach was like, it's something I would expect from my husband.
Dwayne.
So
it's like my daughter.
Dwayne, your name is even keel. Like,
they had a list of rules for parents, like you may not address the coach for like 24 hours. I'm like, what has happened in volleyball? Right. Like, you can't yell at the kids while they're playing. I'm like, who are these crazy parents? Like,
I was talking to one of the parents.
Derek, they wrote those rules.
He's one of them. I was talking to one of the parents,
people like me,
and I guess a player's dad got into a fight with the coach during the game
I wouldn't
last year. So that's a lot of the.
I don't get mad at
the parent code of conduct is a big deal now.
Yeah, but and this is when I knew it wasn't going to work, right? So my nieces, this was years ago, right? They played soccer, and me being, I've played soccer most of my life. I went to one of their games, and they just like sat there picking flowers, and it was driving me up. I love. I know they're not watching this, but even still, I still love you girls to pieces. But that's when Nicole looked at me. I was like, no, never, not going to happen, because kids do that, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that just wouldn't work for me and my kids. And so thankfully, my kids are not like that. But trying to coach a team full of kids where there potentially might be that, and then see me and the parents.
I went through that when I was coaching t-ball. You want to play, and my son was one of them that was building hills and in the dirt and all of that. That's when we found out that baseball wasn't going to be his sport. So then he sprouted up to be the biggest kid in class. So then we got him into basketball, and then he decided he wanted to do football. I didn't push him into that one at all.
Graham played basketball, and he's now an NFL tight end. I mean, basketball players, right? They're jumping,
running,
ball skills. They're running. That all translates into it really well. So
and that's one of the things that some of the coaches have said, that because of his basketball, his footwork moving side to side, and
is fantastic.
Moving laterally like that is
a big
really
guy
good.
too.
He's faster than I expected him to be too. he stuck with one of the fastest kids. They were doing a relay.
Linemen are deceptively quick. That is the one thing about football that I don't think people realize. is how deceptively quick linemen can be, both defensive and offensive. People are like, oh, they're like 270, 300. They probably can't move that fast. Oh, no. They can move quick. And I bet you in a 40-yard dash, they could beat some high schoolers pretty quickly. Like they're fast. Do not underestimate them at all.
Yeah.
All right. That's
All
one
right.
tangent.
That was
Cool.
a good tangent.
What does Derek do when he's not doing all this fun stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Derek,
mean, obviously came.
I saw you've had some anatomy that you put online this week.
Oh yeah, my announcement.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
It looked like my internet's.
Your internet is glitching. You need to get fiber, Dwayne. Shout out.
Shout out. So what'd you do there?
What did I do? So
yes.
over while I was on leave, we did two. I'm still going to call it Twitter. I can't call it X. For so many reasons. But we did 2 or 3 Twitter lives, myself and Kevin Evans, around cloud security, and just having it basically ask me anything, right? Just have people come on, ask me or Kevin about cloud security, how we got into it, different skills, different trainings. And we had a really good turnout amongst a lot of people. And we gotten a lot of direct messages from a lot of people. And so we were chatting behind the scenes. We're like, hey, let's see if we can do this. And so we started kind of talking about what, a potential podcast might look like. And we were like throwing around name ideas, and I don't know where Security Without Borders came to me. I just like threw it out there. I'm like, what about Security Without Borders? Because the whole reason behind it is, look, there's so many different disciplines of security, and they tend to be bordered or siloed. And so that has one meaning, but you can then broaden that to be like, well, Security Without Borders, what about within cloud or within data center, right? So there you can take the borders meaning however you want. It could be within a certain discipline. It can be without it, or it can even be how the heck does the United States do cybersecurity as compared to the UK or Australia, or right? Pick something else. So yeah, it truly is like, look, security is without borders, right? It permeates everything everywhere, and how it's done, how it's implemented. And so, yeah, that's ultimately kind of how that title and that process came about. And we're going to be doing a bunch of different sessions, interviews with folks, in the industry, actual hackers. So you can hear from kind of the underbelly of that world, former hackers, not actual current hackers. Yay, anonymous, right? So yes, we're gonna have a couple of guests on, and we're gonna do a few episodes, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, super excited about it. We've already got a couple of people and groups lined up to have some chats, and then there'll be a couple episodes where just Kevin and I are just chatting about our experiences, how we got into the industry, where we're at today. And we're just like this. We're just going to have fun with it and see where it goes. So yeah, super excited about it. Can't wait to out there, but we'll be launching it on Apple and Spotify podcasts. So make sure to subscribe and tune in. We have a LinkedIn social pages on LinkedIn and Twitter. So make sure to like and follow, and you can get updated on when the latest episode drops.
Definitely.
Oh, Amy, our Women in Tech Head Securely in the Clouds podcast finally went live last week. We had my Atos Eviden podcast had a bit of a delay due to branding changes. So what we record that back in like March, April.
That was it. Yeah.
But hey, Connecting in the Clouds was born out of that conversation. So
it truly was.
Things out of that. But yeah, very, very cool, Derek. Looking forward to seeing that.
I can't wait
that's
to
really
listen.
Cool.
Especially like so many people are looking how to get started in security, and I feel like that's the biggest gap is cybersecurity.
It is a huge gap, and I was having a conversation with a friend, Chris Hughes, who is the CISO at Acquia Security, and he does a lot of things over kind of in the U.S. federal space, and he's very well connected in the security community. And he and I were chatting, And he's like, yeah, the biggest thing I always see is just there's the talent shortage, right? And
Yeah.
there's a lot of things out there where people are trying to figure out how to get started, what skills they need. And he does a lot of mentoring and teaching, which is fantastic. And he has a great program through his company that he does to help, veterans and other folks looking to get into cybersecurity.
Oh, cool.
But that kind of got me thinking. It's like, look, how can we help continue to disseminate this knowledge and do everything we can to keep trying to push that gap smaller and smaller, right? And it's going to take a village, right? That's the phrase. It's going to literally take a village. It's probably going to be a village of the community to get other people interested. And that was kind of a lot of the questions we got asked during the lives is, how do I get started? And it can be as simple as starting on the help desk, right? How do you help password resets, right? How do you start automating that? Taking your Security Plus, which I think CompTIA rebranded that now, right? There's another one. It's called Security X.
They got the X,
yeah. So which used to be the CASP or something like that. So there's certifications like that. There's vendor specific securities like Azure Security Engineer. AWS has its security specialty. Google has a security engineer certification, right?
ISC2 has
ISC
has an entry level where to address that gap, they're giving away the on-demand training and exam vouchers for that certification. That's one that I really believe in as well. It's interesting that you're saying that too. I'm starting my second year of volunteering in the TEALS program within Microsoft, teaching an intro to cybersecurity class in high school, and we met the people in the class. And half of them are like, I need an elective, so I was put in this class. But one kid in the class said, I'm in this class because I did some illegal hacking and my parents are making me take this.
My parents are
like, okay, looking forward to this.
Nice.
This guy's
he's my favorite kid already.
When we get into, it'd be interesting to see what he knows when we get into Kali Linux.
A lot. I'd make sure you.
I had a guy last year about that too. I mean, I had a guy last year that was like, he knew way too much about the school district's IT network than a student really should.
Want me to change your grade?
Yeah, exactly. It was like Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
You want a nice tangent. Funny thing, when I went to high school, some students of mine did just that. They thought they knew the school's network really well and tried to change some grades. And I guess the bit of irony is the person who caught them was my own brother.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like I knew it was going to happen. They're like, I was somewhat aware of it. I knew the kids who were in it, and I was, and then at the time, my brother worked for the district IT department, and so when he obviously at home, he was talking about it, and he's just like, do you know who these people are? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I was monitoring, and I was like, kind of figured you might find them. I would watch them on the computer, in one of the rooms, and they were there for like a while, and like some of the screens just looked off, and I was like, oh yeah. Anyways, but yes.
So when I was in high school,
2005. So I mean,
when
2 decades.
When I was in high school in 1989,
back in my day when grades in the mail,
grades on piece of paper.
One of my friends one night, all of these police cars come roaring into their neighborhood, which was like a high upper class neighborhood, and turns out like one of the kids in the neighborhood hacked in. This was in Maryland, and his dad worked for like the Pentagon, and the kid hacked into the Pentagon. So you want to ruin your life at like 17, 18 years old.
Oh my God.
Do something. You got the feds and police roaring up to your door.
Yep.
Oh god.
So if we're not highlighting a certain security risk, right? Insider risk is a big issue.
Insider risk, yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally
I
what
think we-
all
yeah,
of this is
that's-
about.
The easiest
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Literally the
Insider
easiest
risk
way.
is probably one of the bigger risks, really.
Yeah, because the reason why the incident happened in my high school is those 3 kids, right? They were, one of them was the TAs for a teacher and had their password, right? So just
Oh, just log right
of course,
in.
multi-factor didn't exist back then.
There was no multi-factor, and I know for the longest time my wife's password in her school was Apple. Like everybody had that password. It was just the password IT gave was Apple.
That's really
complex. Really secure. I would just full disclosure, I don't think they're much more secure today.
Apple 2023.
The overall district, the overall district or the county schools has multi-factor, but it's multi-factor that sends an email.
Oof.
And my wife complains about that every time because she goes to get that code, and by the time she gets back to the page, it's like timed out.
Expired.
She yells about multi-factor
Token
all the time.
expiration.
Yeah.
Get the authenticator app, and then you're good.
Yeah. I can't get my wife to use multi-factor because of the way that it's implemented in her school district.
Like, it's not that bad.
And she's like, I'm not going to use Face ID on my phone. I don't want them to know who I am. I'm like, have you ever gone to your photos? They know who you are.
That ship is
Go to your photos. Go to your photos. Your photos
ago.
are actually
right. You could
set
look your
up.
name up.
There's albums created with your name on them.
Right. We have all your things. All your base belong to us.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. No. So I mean, yeah. So I guess tying this back in, right? It's how, that was one of the things we talked about with some of the peaks who are like, how do I get into this? Hey, if you're interested, go volunteer for where Dwayne's wife works, that county school district, and offer your security services to improve their security.
For sure.
Namely, implementing better multi-factor authentication. But sorry, I won't go back there. But yeah, I mean, you're right. They're local food bank, local church, local whatever, right?
For sure.
Volunteer your time, because it's going to be those projects that help really get your foot in the door. And what I hear, from people, and this is a personal branding lesson I teach people, is you can't compare yourself to where others are, right? Because I'll hear from some other people, they're like, well, can't you just give me a job? I'll work for free. I'll work for whatever. And it's like, you got to, I'm like 15 years ahead of you in my journey. And as much as I would love, don't get me wrong, I would love to give everyone a cybersecurity internship. That would be fantastic if I had that capability. I don't. It's going to be on you, right, to go and get that. And yes, getting rejected sucks, 100%. But what ultimately got me, got Dwayne, got Amy, and countless others where we are today is we were persistent. We didn't let up. We didn't, we took the 1,000 no's and we got that one yes, right? And that's what's going to take. And so that's been kind of one of the key messages is, look, you just got to keep going after it. You got to keep doing these other things, and you will get your opportunity. You will get your chance. But that's how a lot of us got where we are today, is we didn't give up. We didn't quit. We stayed persistent.
And you take the crappy help desk job. I mean,
you take the crappy help desk job.
Yeah.
You do those fun password resets.
Pay your dues.
I used to have somebody that I worked with back in the day when I at a previous employer where I was the network security engineer. He came up to me and he's like, he was one of our help desk techs. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go out and get my CISSP. And I'm like, cool. And he's like, yeah, it'll help me get, a cybersecurity architect job. And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, why? And I'm like, because you have nothing to back it up. Right.
Real world.
Any real world experience. And that's what other people tell me. Well, what if I go out and get, this like super high expert certification? And I'm like, eventually, sure, you'll pass it. If you take it enough times, right, you'll just know the test, but the skills aren't there. And most employers are smart enough. They're going to see that.
Right.
So that's why I say, like, go out and do the volunteering, get those projects so that when you do take that test and you do pass, and then you can say,
Mhm.
hey, I volunteered at these 10 places and here are all the different things I've done at these 10 places. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want that guy, because you're showing drive and
Mhm.
willingness to learn and go out and apply your knowledge and skills at places.
Right.
So
Plus, you don't want a job where you're in over your skis now. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
great, you're the super, cybersecurity professional, and then you're like, oh crap.
Right.
So working your way up.
you
We've
just
got
embarrass yourself
an
in the
imminent
interview.
breach. How do we
Oh.
resolve this?
Unplug everything.
Reboot.
Air gap. Reboot.
The kill switch. That's
kill
that meme. All jobs are transferring
Which
to AI kill switch.
Kill switch.
AI kill switch engineer. ChatGPT is running everything. You just need to click a button that turns power off.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll pay you $300,000 a year.
Sweet.
Love that. I have this other meme. It's great. I share this. It shows the evolution of development cycle, right? So it was like, basic pipelines, then CI/CD, and then DevOps, and then DevSecOps, and then the last one is called Triceratops, where it's like can withstand a meteor attack. Like, oh, Lord. We're unsure who even came up with this and why this level of resiliency is needed, but you know what?
Okay.
Who cares?
We want the Triceratops. That's awesome.
That's funny.
We are so redundant and
You're
solid.
so redundant that if a meteor hits the Earth, you're still good to go.
We won't have any customers, but our data will be there.
Our data and our pipelines, our apps will be golden.
Running.
Yes.
That's funny.
Maybe
hilarious.
FEMA needs it, right? That might be a good use case. I don't know. All right. Yeah. Sorry. We'll get off the seriousness. Yeah, no, besides the podcast, season 2 of The Cloud is Calling is coming out. Super excited about that. Had a lot of great guests come on the show, some friends that everyone knows and loves, chatting about all things AI, security, observability, and other things. So those episodes will start launching here hopefully next week and rolling through the rest of the year. So Cloud is those will be on my YouTube channel, Consider Cloud with Derek. So if you're not subscribed, please do so and stay tuned for those dropping. I promise there'll be lots of fun conversations with some friends, some cool content, and things to be thinking about as we wind down 2023 and head into 2024. I finally decided to spin up my own website, which obviously, admittedly, because of home life, is not quite done yet, but will be coming soon. So, and I'll be doing a monthly newsletter, just chatting about, different fun topics, sharing ideas of different community folks and things that people should kind of pay attention to. So, Gregor does a weekly one, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of availability or free time.
Right.
Kudos to him, by the way. I love him.
He's got a weekly newsletter, plus he does
weekly
like live
newsletter.
streams every day.
I mean, he's got a lot of time on his hands
and a day job
and a day job. Yeah.
He's a machine.
But fantastic individual. It was so much fun meeting him and some others when I went to Scotland last year. It was great.
Oh yeah.
But monthly newsletter. I'm being realistic here. So sharing all things, updates and whatnot. And then when I'm not doing the rest of that stuff, right, starting to lead the Azure practice for Trace 3 now. So stepping into that role, which would be a lot of fun. Obviously, as you guys both know, Azure's been a huge part of my IT background for many, many years now. So yeah, it'd be a lot of fun to, go into that. And I think it's an exciting time, as I'm sure Amy would agree, to be all things Microsoft with, AI and all of the capabilities around security and kind of this multi-cloud cloud operating model story that we can help kind of do a lot of fun things from a digital transformation perspective. So yeah, super excited. Get back into the swing of things. Got our Evolve conference coming up in Vegas at the end of the month. So it'll be nice to see some folks in person that I haven't seen for a few months. So yeah, it's going to be some good times, and I think it'll be good rest of the year with holidays coming up and everything. So
yeah, it's a good way to start it.
It is a good way to start. Yeah, 2023 has just been rough, I think, from a general health perspective. So I haven't really done as much like speaking and other things as I've would have liked, but quite honestly, like there are just more important things, and that's fine.
Right.
So it's given me a chance to kind of take a step back and really figure out some of the things that I'm more passionate about and things I want to work on. And I like where things are right now and where things are headed for the end of the year. And yeah, when 2024 kicks off, I'll get back at it. I love chatting with, or, speaking and doing all those sorts of good stuff. So I'll get back out there. Obviously,
Yeah.
with the year winding down, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know if I just want to try and squeeze. I mean, Gregor, yes, I will do the festive tech calendar. Please
Yeah.
don't have a heart attack over there. I will submit a session. But yeah, probably other than that, yeah, it'll just be good to kind of gear up for 2024.
The new year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Very cool.
But everyone, yeah. So it's been a wild ride. It's been an interesting year to say the least. But if there's a silver lining, right? And I still do personal branding talks for everybody, and people always ask me like, what keeps you going? It's you always tell people you have this North Star that you want to get to. And there's always going to be challenges and setbacks and other things that happen. And that's okay. Right. It wouldn't be life if everything was this perfect golden road and you just nothing or whatever. Right. And it's,
Right.
I guess another sci-fi reference, that journey, those bumps in the road help make you who you are and make you a better you as you get to the thing, right? The journey is what makes the end worthwhile. And so many people, right, in today's world want the quick, the easy, and it doesn't work that way, right? Everybody, everybody goes on to Instagram, see all these things. Oh, I can teach you my mystical secret on how I spun up my own, Amazon business or my own Walmart warehouse stuff. And it's like, sure, you can take that from them, but they're selling you a product that they themselves spent years building.
Right.
And
there's no get rich quick or
yeah. They didn't get rich quick either. I know that's what and they even tell you in their disclaimer that these results are not typical.
May vary. Right.
Yeah, right.
Like weight loss products. Yeah.
So yeah. So and so I look at on them, and it's like it's great to be a Usain Bolt or whatever, but what you don't realize, and this is I use this in my presentation, and I'm not giving away a secret, right? A lot of people don't realize that Usain Bolt, right? He ran in the Olympics for a grand total of 22 minutes. Made, I don't know, $30-40 million for 22 minutes. You know how much he practiced? Thousands, tens of thousands of hours for 22 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
22 minutes. So if you're not going to put in that level of dedication,
you're not going to get
you're not going to get where you're just not going to get where you want to go.
Yep.
So it's yeah, I mean, no matter where you're going, where you're headed, right? You gotta, if it's worthwhile to you, you gotta, life is full of everything. If you make the time, right? I make the time for my kids. I make the time for whatever. And if other things fall to the wayside, that's okay, right? Because you ultimately learn what's important and what's not. That's life.
And then you'll catch back up, and then you just got to balance it out.
Bounce out, fun stuff. But yeah,
it's a good lesson though. It's great.
So would I love to be, a Thomas Maurer of the world? Absolutely. But he's him and I'm me. He's a great friend, and Isabel
I love Thomas.
I love them both.
We tease him about stealing Izzy's cookies. And
yes. So, but it's like, when you tell people like, yeah, you want to get to that level, you think of all the go to his page and see all the things, the time and the effort he's put in to build all of that. Same thing with Izzy, the time and effort.
Yeah. And they have a little one too. And so,
they have a little one. She's great.
She's
I've been meaning to message her. I desperately want to get their little one and my son on just a fake and just see what would happen.
Yeah.
They were born right around the same time.
That's funny.
So I think it'd be a hilarious,
so
30-minute
thing.
Because he's really shy. right? Because they grew up in the COVID shelter.
Yeah.
Right,
It would
right.
be an interesting retrospective.
Mhm.
So yeah, but
Very
no,
cool.
Dwayne, I'm super excited, right? I've loved back to school, right? We've got kids in school. I think September is always a fun month.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of right and doing this now for the second year and seeing it grow. We've got so much cool content, I think, coming out. And if you see, right, if you're watching this and you see something that interests you, right,
Hmm.
go check it out. You want to talk about it, you want to do something about it beyond this, right? The festive tech calendar, global Azure, and there's so many other events that you
Right.
can go out and just give it a shot on speaking. And I promise you, it's yes, it is scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And you're probably sitting up here looking at the three of us, being like, "Oh, you guys make it look so easy." We've been doing this for a long time, and we still get nervous.
Oh God,
To an
yeah.
extent.
A little bit.
Again, you
A
put in
little
the
bit.
time.
Put in the time, yeah. But
Practice.
yeah, practice. And if you need help, right, there's all of us. There's so many others who
Community's great. Yeah.
community is fantastic.
Mhm.
And co-presenting is never a bad thing in any way.
Nope.
Exactly.
No, it's fun.
So
Co-presenting's fun.
I know.
co-presenting
Then
is
you can-
fun, and some of the sessions, right, there are multiple people. They're
Oh,
co-presenting.
cool.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
you'll see
Oh, yeah.
several sessions where there are multiple people. And some of those people, yeah, it's their first time, and that's what they did. They reached out to somebody in the community, and those folks stepped up like I, would absolutely expect them to, because
Mhm.
they're fantastic people. And
Mhm.
I imagine we'll see more content coming from the newbies as they
Nice.
grow in this. So
That's exciting. Yeah.
it is very
Definitely.
exciting.
Yeah, and I appreciate you again. Appreciate your help in co-organizing and especially taking ownership of the schedule. Super helpful in all the ways. And yeah, we'll be talking more because we'll be on.
Yes.
Be hosting some of these
Nice.
We'll
live
be hosting
sessions.
some of these live sessions.
So that'll be fun. And
I may be
and all
remote
that.
for a few of them, but
Whatever.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
I can
That's
do a
the
live
world
session from Dallas
where we live
International
in, right?
Airport.
Yeah,
I can
just-
do it from wherever.
I've got
Oh yeah, you gotta learn to work from.
Hey, I
where-
did podcasts at Reinforce. So
Oh man.
I created I've got my own mobile studio now.
I know. I
essentially.
have thought about, like, do I want to do something at my company's conference in Vegas? I might. I'll see what I can do. I was chatting with one of my VPs of marketing, being like, I just might bring my
I was like a
stuff.
week before. I was like a
that could be
week
fun.
before
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to this, and I'm like, how am I going to have two people talking on this? So I bought like a microphone mixer that plugged into my Surface and had two
I've got
mics
my
on
Blue
either.
Yeti. That's all. Honestly,
Yeah.
just set that thing to Omni mode, plug it in USB, good to go.
There you go.
There you go. So anyway, I got more sophisticated. I bought a little
Yeah.
portable mic mixer, which was fun.
You bought
just to be a real geek.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thanks, Derek.
Yeah,
We've
of course.
been
It was
going
great
for
being
an
on,
hour
and,
now. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Great
you
meeting you.
joining.
Mhm.
Amy, thanks for co-hosting.
No problem.
And,
We miss you, Shannon.
And
Yeah,
Shannon,
Shannon.
sorry you missed. I missed the last one, so it was
Yeah.
Shannon and Amy on the last
Mhm.
one, and with
She's
Chris.
having a
with Chris
great
Gill.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why I was on a beach too, and on the last one.
I feel like
I
we're all
was-
doing the beach trips, because
Yeah,
in July
mine
we
was
went to
mine was Lake Michigan, but
Oh, okay.
whatever.
Yeah,
That's the
fine.
best. That's
Colder
the best
beach.
beach.
Cold beach.
No, it's a beautiful beach. There's no jellyfish, no hurricanes. You got all
no
good stuff.
seaweed, I guess. Yeah, but you got
Yeah,
the
exactly.
lake stuff.
You st- but yeah, great. Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for Azure back to school. Everybody,
Yeah.
again, go to the website, go to the schedule, and
Sure.
and do all that. And next episode of Connecting in the Clouds is in 2 weeks, and with another special guest. I can't remember who it is, but
I know.
I have to
full
look.
lineup.
I didn't look that up. Who we got? But anyway,
Someone.
I know we've got
It's
a couple. I
someone.
think we got. Yeah. It's a surprise.
Wait,
Yeah,
I have
just-
this
It's a
spreadsheet
surprise.
up, yeah.
Just go with that. It's a surprise.
Oh, it's Chris Williams from HashiCorp.
Is it Chris?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. It was Chris Williams. I think we got Carl.
Carl's
Cook
after
later
yeah.
in the month. I think those were the two that we had
Chris can
during
tell us all
during
about
Azure
what's
Back to
coming up
School.
at
So
HashiConf.
we'll have another connecting in the cloud / Azure Back to School
Yes, we will.
co-presented
Yeah, it'll be fun.
event. So, all right, thanks everybody.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you.
connecting in the clouds with us today, and all other things that we decide to talk about.
Go low.
Go low.
Great day, great
Yep,
weekend,
go low.
Go low. Thanks so much.